Welcome to this week's episode of Objectively Wrong, presented by The Next Man Up. As always, I am John. That is Ebteen. And Ebteen, your audio and visual should be like a ton better now because you're back home, right?
I'm back.
Yeah, your video is I didn't even notice it until just now. Your video is like 10 times better, at least. What were you shooting on before? A rock?
A laptop.
God, I do too, but it doesn't look that bad.
A very, very old laptop.
There we go.
That won't stay on unless it's connected to the power at all times.
Now, we say this, actually, you know what's funny? Mine is starting to do that too. It's not the happiest thing in the world. Oh my God, is St. Peter's close in this Purdue game? If you haven't followed March Madness at all, right?
I don't care.
There's 64 teams, and there's like 4 16 seeds, 4 15 seeds, whatever. There's a 15 seed playing 3 seed Purdue, and if they beat them today, they get to the Elite 8, which is pretty ridiculous for a team at seeded 15. It's starting to smell like Florida Gulf Coast all over again for all you March Madness nuts. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Yeah, we'll keep an eye on that. If they win, I'm going to announce it. So we would love to talk to you more about some additional signings.
There isn't any.
There aren't any. They're still not signing. You've got Wagner, still not accounted for.
At least he's doing visits.
Yeah, he's doing visits. Tyrann Mathieu, do we have a report on a visit that Tyrann Mathieu took?
So according to sources within the Steelers organization, Tyrann Mathieu is currently deciding between the Steelers and the Raiders. That's all we know. Whether or not that's true, I have no idea.
We only know what we know, and it seems difficult to know anything regarding Tyrann Mathieu. No Bobby Wagner news, no Odell Beckham news, nothing on Julio Jones, nothing, and more nothing. But hey, at least the Eagles signed Zach Pascal. They also brought back Derek Barnett.
There's the wide receiver you needed, Zach Pascal.
Shut up.
And the edge defender.
And they did bring back Fletcher Cox, as we reported was mostly expected.
You want to know something funny? Sorensen signed a new contract before Tyrann Mathieu.
I know. It was funny. I saw somebody tweet it. So I guess is Sorensen good?
No, he's terrible.
See, I thought he wasn't so bad, but it's funny. I saw this happen. It was the Saints agreed to a contract with Daniel Sorensen, and somebody commented, "Wow, Tom Brady needs that much help, huh?" I thought it was funny. That's wild. But I think it was Field Yates that just wrote it on Twitter about an hour ago. He gave a nice short list of some of the big names that are still unsigned. You've got Bobby Wagner, Stephon Gilmore, Odell Beckham, Tyrann Mathieu, Julio Jones, Jadeveon Clowney, which I know he hasn't panned out like he was supposed to, but he's still a viable player. Calais Campbell, elite level leadership guy. He would fit with a contender easy. J.C. Treader. Hey, Bengals, you're not done.
I have a theory about why J.C. Treader hasn't been signed.
Why?
And it's because he's the NFLPA president.
Yeah.
And he's a very vocal one. And there's a couple teams that probably don't want to deal with that whatsoever in their locker room.
So there was somebody that tweeted something along the lines of the Browns seems like they're orchestrating a gamble between like football success. They're gambling that their football success will offset people's morality. It was something to that effect.
They're probably right.
I don't know. I really don't. But you and I both watched that press conference this morning, or whatever you want to call that. I don't know if I would even call it a press conference. If we're considering we're big on grading things here, I'll give it a D-. It's not an F because it was still a press conference. If it hadn't been a press conference in any capacity, then it would have been an F.
I mean, we did see the team owners go to a different country, so they didn't have to do a live press conference.
Yeah, that happened too. the one thing about this is like it appeared as if Andrew Berry didn't want to be involved. It almost had this aura of maybe Andrew Berry didn't want to make the trade. What I find very interesting about this whole ordeal is that Baker's still not traded.
Baker's not getting traded.
I know. Like
He's getting released at best.
Yeah, it's a lot of money to cut him.
At worst, they're going to be like, hey, you want to play the 4 games that Deshaun Watson will be able to play?
It'll be more than 4. It has to.
I don't believe it. Not anymore.
Yeah, this is very. I mean, a second grand jury said they weren't going to pursue charges. I know we haven't said much about Watson on here, and there's a few reasons. One is because we weren't there. We can't comment. We don't have every piece of information. The second reason is because we don't really know what to, other than a lot of the accusations are pretty damn disgusting, and you wish it just wasn't the case. So I don't know. It's funny. We were saying it right before we started rolling. The nature of the Browns in the past, like however many years, has been like, the lovable underdogs. We were just like, oh, you hope one day they'll be out of this curse. Yeah, not this way. Not like this. This is not the way to do it.
I hope they burn.
You hope they what?
I hope they burn.
I think you said bird. Honestly, I was like, I hope they bird. It was like the word is the word. The bird is the word. I've been watching a lot of Family Guy.
You always watch Family Guy.
You know what's funny? I hadn't in a while, and then like last week, I just got back into it, and I haven't stopped. It's weird. I had watched none of the new season, and now I've watched all of the new season, and it's pretty good. It's good stuff. So. Yeah, I don't know what else to say on Watson. I think, okay, sure. Please suspend him. That's my hope. That's my hope is please suspend him.
When he appeals, tell him to
shove it.
Yeah,
right.
That's the clean way we can say that.
Shove it. Tyreek Hill.
Also a person who could shove it.
Yeah, that's another one that probably should have. Golly. What a grungy week in the NFL. Do you have the trade figures for Tyreek?
Oh, it was 5 picks, wasn't it?
There's a bunch of picks. It was way too damn many, and I don't know who wins the trade. Other than Tyreek Hill wins the trade.
Tyreek Hill wins the trade, and the Chiefs lose it this year. They'll probably win it every year after that.
Yeah, they probably win it for longevity's sake.
Where are you? I don't care about the money. I already know it was too much. Okay, here we go. Tyreek Hill to the Miami Dolphins for a 2022 first-round pick, number 29, a second-round pick, number 50, and a fourth plus a fourth and a sixth in the 2023 draft. By the way, the Jets were offering 2 seconds.
I think it's funny. So Tyreek Hill's answer to that was
he doesn't understand who the Jets are.
Yeah, basically, he effectively said like I was never going to the Jets. So he wasn't. He wasn't going to the Jets. Also, could you think of like I don't know if Tua or Zach Wilson is a good fit for him. So he could.
Tua's an absolutely terrible fit for Tyreek Hill.
It doesn't seem like the guy I'd want him throwing to. This is funny. And they just signed. You know what? They signed Teron Armstead. That's a free agent signing we actually did not cover.
Oh,
but,
yeah.
You know, they gave Teron Armstead a Brinks truck's worth of cash, but
he'll be healthy for 10 games, maybe.
Right. I think it's funny. The 3 highest paid players on that team, Tyreek, Teron Armstead, and checks notes Byron Jones. Because no, that's the mistake. That's the error. It's that one. That's the mistake. I don't know what they're doing down in Miami. What I do know is that the Laramie Tunsil trade looks even better now because they used some of the capital to get Tyreek Hill. But yeah, I know.
Can we stop?
What?
Can we all stop trying to be the Rams? It only works if like 5 teams are trying to be the Rams. Everyone else needs to be normal. Like, I understand Tyreek Hill is a top 10 wide receiver last year, but
probably top 5.
I mean, I'm sure if you want to say that, he dropped a lot of footballs. Not all of them were his fault, but he dropped a lot of footballs. Listen, the Chiefs got rid of Tyreek Hill probably a year before he'd start to fall off because he's in his prime now, and all he really has is his speed. And he can go far. He can go long. He's literally that old fast food commercial where you had that person the bag telling his friend to go long, and he kept on saying go long, go long, go long, go long until he just wasn't in the frame anymore. That's what Tyreek Hill is for Tua. Because that ball is going to fall maybe 20 feet far, like 20 yards away from where Tyreek Hill currently is.
Right. Yeah, I don't look at what I don't look at what Miami has built with a whole lot of affinity. I'm not a big fan of what they've built. I'm very confused with what they've built. It feels like Mike McDaniel is just trying to make Diet San Fran. And that's it.
It's not Deebo Samuel, Mike.
No, it's not. You don't have that. You have Tyreek Hill, who's a fantastic player, he's an amazing football player. But you have Tua. And
didn't you spend 2 first-round picks on a wide receiver like last year who played well, who caught a lot of footballs?
You know what? They did. They had to trade. I have 3 picks this year in part because Miami did that. I mean, he didn't do it. McDaniel didn't do it, but Miami did. Yeah, I have the extra third. I have another first-round pick other than my own in Indies because Miami decided to trade with Philly and Philly moved back. That's why they wanted to trade up to, what was it, 6 to take Jalen? Yeah, it was 6 to take Jalen Waddle. Okay. I'd still rather Devontae Smith. I know Waddle had a good year, but I'd still rather Devontae Smith. I rathered him then. But I digress. I'll give it like, I don't know. I'll give it a B to Kansas City and like a B- to Miami. He's still an elite player, so I can't.
It's a D to Miami.
It's not a D. He's an elite
What's the
player.
point? What's the point? Okay.
I don't know what the point is. That's a fair question.
How many teams do you currently have in the AFC that are better than Miami after this trade? 10?
Probably the same amount that was better than them last week.
Exactly.
Whoever, I don't know. That's a fair point. What does Tyreek Hill do for you in the AFC standings? Does it make you competitive with Buffalo? No, I still think no. Although Buffalo does need another wide receiver. I know they moved on from Cole Beasley, and we make the comment all the time that he's just not vaccinated, so he just immunized himself from playing. But they do need another one pretty badly.
Where's this list of amazing AFC talent? Because we made it. All right, here we go. Are they better than the Bills? No. The Chiefs?
Probably not.
No. The Broncos?
No.
Chargers?
No.
Raiders?
Probably not.
Titans?
Probably not. On Henry alone, probably not.
Ravens?
Maybe.
Bengals?
No.
And then the Browns currently.
Well,
we had them in the same section as the Patriots and the Dolphins. Oh, and now the Colts. Matt Ryan's a Colt, by the way.
Yeah, Matt Ryan's a Colt. That was what we're forgetting.
Yeah,
Matt Ryan's a Colt, and Marcus Mariota's a Falcon.
Who won that trade?
Well, there was no trade there, but the Colts trade. Who wins that trade?
Yeah.
The Colts. Yeah, the Colts win that trade.
Again, I ask, what's the point? I mean, maybe you could argue now the Colts can beat out the Titans.
Yeah, he's still got it. Matt Ryan's
that's
not
what
done.
they need. That's what they need to do to make the playoffs. They need to beat the Titans and win the division.
Matt Ryan is not done yet. Yeah, his best football is well behind him, but he's still a fine player.
He's a great player. He's fine. He has no one to throw to.
Michael Pittman.
And the ghost of T.Y. Hilton, who already calls himself a ghost.
Isn't he a free agent?
Yeah, but he'll sign back.
Yeah, probably. Yeah,
I mean,
I don't know.
Both of these trades happened, and I don't really see a point. I mean, I know why Matt Ryan wanted to lose, and I respect that a lot. But I don't see why the Dolphins were so interested in getting Tyreek Hill. I don't see why the Colts wanted Matt Ryan. It doesn't move the needle. You're just spending draft picks to spend draft picks.
I mean, Carson Wentz didn't move the needle, so I think their theory is we're good enough to do it all now. I think the Colts are misfiring. I agree. I do think they think they're better than they are. And it's unfortunate because this would spell the end for a smart guy like Chris Ballard at the end of this year.
I mean, how smart is he actually? Let's look at the 4 quarterbacks he's got.
Well noted. Well noted. Phil Rivers was weird. Carson Wentz made sense because of the fit with Frank Reich, but obviously it didn't work out.
Jacoby Brissett for like 2 years.
Brissett wasn't that good. And now Matt Ryan. Yeah, they haven't drafted a quarterback in the top 2 rounds since Andrew Luck. I might just do that again.
Mm-hmm.
Next time
I would just Desmond Ridder.
Yeah, just do that again. Maybe stop trying this. Just do that again. Did you see Ritter's pro day?
No, I hope it's good.
It was good. It was good. He was hucking it. He was hucking it real far. Real far. And that's pretty much it on him because, like, I'm not – if we cared so much about somebody going real far with the ball, then we would basically we would have basically ranked Zach Wilson as the number 1 quarterback last year. But actually, I forgot we have this too.
Oh, Chris Sims.
His ranking came out.
Content is everywhere.
Content is everywhere. Even when we think we don't have it, we have it.
First of all, let's save that for our own rankings. But spoiler alert, Sam Howell's not that high.
Oh no, let's share his. And not okay. Let's share his. Let's share his because they could change. They probably won't. But let's share his.
His doesn't.
We are not going to rank ours today. We're not ranking ours today. But let's share his real quick. Just to give you an idea of where Chris Sims is. Again, we reiterate a year ago, Chris Sims ranked Zach Wilson as the number 1 quarterback in the draft.
By the way, Tyreek Hill, you fit a lot more with Zach Wilson than Tua.
I mean, based on his pro day. Where is it? Oh, I actually just found it.
Oh, I have it. You want me to say it from the bottom or the top?
Wait, do I? Oh, no, I actually don't have this year's. Because I have his list from 18, 19, and 20.
All right, I have the bottom. You want the bottom to the top or top to the bottom?
Let's talk about real quick Chris Sims' consistency with what he does with the quarterback list. And then we'll talk about last year's and how we are believers that it's just way off.
Okay.
So in 2018, that was the Mayfield, Rosen, Darnold year. When Allen and Lamar Jackson were also part of that crop. His rankings in 2018 were number 5, Josh Rosen. That has clearly been the case.
Yeah.
Number 4, Sam Darnold. That's clearly been the case. Number 3, Baker Mayfield. That's clearly the case now. Number 2, Josh Allen. Number 1, Lamar Jackson. That doesn't appear to be the case.
But I mean, you're pretty right.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
That's a hit. 2019.
That's an A-.
That's an A-. 2019. This is a bad quarterback draft. This was the Kyler year. He did 8. He went 8 deep. 8, Will Grier.
Okay.
7, Clayton Thorson.
Who's that again? Washington, right?
No, Philly drafted him in the 5th. And he
Northwestern.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, Northwestern. We took him in the 5th, and he never made it out of camp. 6, Daniel Jones.
That's probably right.
5, Jarrett Stidham.
Yeah, it's definitely right so far.
4, Ryan Finley.
I forgot he existed.
3, Dwayne Haskins. That's wrong.
I mean, is it though? Really?
It is. Yeah, it is.
I still think we got it right. I think it's 100% right after Daniel Jones.
2,
put Daniel Jones at 6. And you're right.
2, Drew Lock.
Still probably the right choice.
And then 1, Kyler Murray. Haskins is your weird albatross. I'll give this one like a B. It's not as good as the 2018. 2018, he's actually almost dead on. So I'll give him credit for 2018. 2020, he did 4 guys. Number 4, Tua. Number 3, Jordan Love. Number 2, Herbert. 1, Burrow. 1 and 2 are correct. I don't know about 3 and 4.
3 and 4 are probably correct.
I don't know. We haven't seen enough Jordan Love yet. The fact that he hasn't been traded is shocking too. So there's that. Give me your 2021.
2020, me a 2022 draft.
Who was it? Somebody. No, you got to read. Do you have the 2021s though?
Oh no, I'll get that for you.
I'll grab those. Chris Sims 2021 QB rankings.
I can tell you who number 1 and 2 are.
I can too.
And 3 actually.
Wasn't 3 Mac?
Yeah.
I got him. So he's got, how many did he do? He did,
I think 7.
He did 6. Number 6 was Trey Lance. Number 5 was Justin Fields. Number 4 was Kellen Mond. Number 3 was Mac Jones. 2, Trevor Lawrence. 1, Zach Wilson. And what I will never forget is this first quote he wrote. My baseline for Wilson is Aaron Rodgers and Patrick Mahomes. Okay. Okay.
The man took a shot.
He took a shot. But somebody, I got myself a couple of decent Twitter engagements for this one. Somebody wrote, I respect his opinion, but where are the 2021 rankings? And the guy that wrote the post was like, too early to draw any 2021 conclusions on who will be the best. And I wrote, okay, but let's be real. You didn't show him because he put Zach Wilson first. So yeah, I respect that it's too early to tell, but Zach Wilson was first. I'm not passing that.
I mean, if you go by last year, Mac Jones should be first.
Yeah, probably. And Justin Fields should be 9th.
Let's go to 2022.
Do it.
He did 5. It's Desmond Ridder.
Wait, number 5 is Ridder?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sam Howell.
At 4, okay.
Malik Willis.
At 3.
Kenny Pickett.
2.
And number 1 is Matt Corral.
Surprised no Carson Strong on that list. I'm surprised.
I mean,
you know what? I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised Carson Strong isn't top 5. I'm surprised he didn't do him though. It's interesting. It's possible Carson Strong ends up being like Hackenberg, somebody I look at. I'm like, he could be fun, and then he isn't. Matt Corral's an interesting specimen. Ebtine and I have actually done our quarterback film already. We haven't released our rankings of any sort.
But they're done.
But they are done.
Yeah.
They are done, and I would be surprised if they moved.
And
gotta wait a couple more weeks.
We're in danger, John.
Why are we in danger?
We are in danger.
We're in a little bit of it's fuzzy. It's a fuzzy. We'll see. We'll see how. We'll see what happens when we release it. Who knows? It could change 50 more times. Definitely could. Last year, for reference, our
what was ours? It was
one was Lawrence.
You made me put Lawrence at 1.
Who were you putting at 1?
I don't know, but I still didn't like Lawrence. Zach Wilson
Fields,
was last.
though.
Yeah, I did like Fields.
Yeah, I hated him.
Zach Wilson was 7th for me.
Yeah, we had Wilson lower. I think we put Wilson. I think we ended up putting Wilson like 3 or 4.
Yeah, because of you.
But
Wilson was 100%. I hated him to absolutely.
I didn't like him either, but I just didn't feel comfortable putting him that low. I think we put Lance at 2. We either put Lance at 2 or 3, and the other one was Mac.
I would not have put Lance. It's you know what I'm learning.
What?
I don't think I like college quarterbacks anymore.
Me neither.
Because
I can't stand them.
We watched enough offense this year, and I don't think I liked the quarterbacks last year. I don't think I liked the quarterbacks the year before. I don't think I've liked quarterbacks in a very long time.
I liked them last year. I am indifferent to them this year. I hate them next year. Hate them.
I think how many quarterbacks have gone on to their second team in recent years? I think since 2015, all the quarterbacks except for Kyler Murray have gone to a different team.
Since the 2015 NFL draft?
Yeah, I think that might actually be true. Because what is that?
Let's take a
Marcus
look.
Mariota, Jameis Winston.
So let me check. So Jameis Winston and Mariota are the top two quarterbacks in this draft.
Yeah.
I'll just sort it by position.
They're
this quickly. That's
they're
interesting. I
different
didn't think about it this way. Obviously, they're both on a different team.
Yeah. 2016 was Carson Wentz.
Garrett Grayson, Sean Mannion, Bryce Petty, Brett Hundley, Trevor Siemian.
Those people don't matter.
No, Trevor Siemian just signed another contract today with the Bears.
So, but 2016 was what? Carson Wentz?
You want to do first round quarterbacks then?
Yeah, because Dak Prescott is an exception.
2016 is Goff and Wentz.
Neither of them are on either teams.
And Paxton Lynch was another quarterback in that first round.
I miss you, John Elway. You were my only hope.
Lynch, Hackenberg, Brissett. Dak Prescott is like the one exception from that year.
And Jerry's tried to move him.
Jerry didn't want him. It's obvious that he selected him because he needed a quarterback at some point, but he took him in the fourth. And now 2017, Trubisky left, Watson left, Mahomes is Mahomes.
Yeah.
Deshaun Kaiser. Davis Webb, CJ Beathard, Josh Dobbs, Nathan Peterman. Brad Kaya.
Absolute best.
Brad Kaya.
From my old high school.
From your old high school. And Chad Kelly, Mr. Irrelevant Chad Kelly. And 2018, from here on, you'd be thinking probably not a lot of movement, but Baker might be moved. Darnold has been moved. Josh Allen is signed. Josh Rosen's basically out of the league. Lamar Jackson is Lamar Jackson. Mason Rudolph has not moved.
But he also doesn't matter.
Yes. Kyle Lauletta has moved several times. I don't even know who Mike White is. Luke Falk, Tanner Lee, Danny Etling.
All right, move on.
Alex McHugh, Logan Woodside.
What was Kyler Murray year?
This is 19. This is Kyler Murray.
Okay.
And you're looking at so Kyler is still there. Daniel Jones is still there. Haskins has moved. Locke has moved. Greer has moved. That's pretty much it.
I'm not adding Daniel Jones to this list.
You know what? Gardner Minshew matters. He's moved. So that's 2019 and 2020. There's not going to be a lot of movement here. No. You've got Burrow, Herbert, Tua, Jordan Love, Jalen Hurts. 5 quarterbacks have all been in the top end here.
Okay, so
Jacob Eason, James Morgan, and Jake Fromm. So Ben DiNucci.
We very recently got better at this, apparently.
Well, not even that. It's just there's only been 2 years, so they're probably not going to move that quickly.
But let's look at it. So if we even go farther back and we just say first round quarterbacks, then it's what? Allen, Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, and Kyler. 4 quarterbacks.
Kind of.
2014 was Blake Bortles and Teddy Bridgewater. Carr was a second rounder. 2013 was EJ Manuel and Geno Smith, wasn't it?
Yep. And Smith wasn't a first rounder.
What was 2012? Was 2012 Tannehill? Or was that 2011?
No. What year was Bortles? He was the Carr year.
Bortles was 2014, yeah.
Okay. This is Luck. 2012 is Luck.
Still not on the same team.
Luck and Griffin are both out of football.
Yeah.
Luck and Griffin are both out of football. Tannehill is still in the league, but a different team. Whedon's out of football. Osweiler's out of football. Russell Wilson just changed teams. Nick Foles has changed teams. Kirk Cousins has changed teams.
What's 2011?
Nobody sticks anymore.
2011 was Cam Newton.
Yeah, he's changed
Jake
teams a couple
Locker,
times.
Christian Ponder. What was 2010? You're seeing a pattern here, right? We were really bad at drafting quarterbacks for a while.
Guys don't finish. Hey, number one in 2010
was Sam
Bradford.
What was 2009?
Probably Stafford.
It was Stafford. Stafford changed teams. 2008. Is that Ryan?
That is Jake
Yeah,
Long.
that's Matt Ryan.
Yeah, Matt Ryan. He
Jake
just changed. Here's what I'll say. Going back this far, all the points the only point that's being made now is players change teams eventually. That's true. The point we were making earlier, though, is players are not sticking very long at all.
Was Jamarcus Russell?
Huh?
2007 was Jamarcus Russell.
No, I mean, listen, he's staying. I mean, listen, he's a terrible player, one of the worst players, one of the worst draft busts ever. What we're looking at here is picking a quarterback is hardly a science.
Picking a quarterback is extremely, immensely difficult. And from what we can tell,
it's getting harder.
70% of the teams fail it.
It's getting harder.
Maybe that's why Cleveland did what they did.
It's getting harder to find that quarterback. It's getting really hard. It's getting harder to keep that quarterback, too.
Oh, yeah.
It's almost impossible at this point to keep the quarterback. Anyway, on the topic of quarterbacks, let's get into players that you draft in order to stop them. That's right. We're going to the defense. And this week,
long time coming.
Defensive backs. We're starting on the back end. Got some safeties, got some corners. And what we're learning is there are pretty clear gaps between the good ones and the not so good ones, especially at corner. Corner's fun, though. So, also, do we want to mention this shot take thing real quick?
We're getting drunk after the draft. Deal with it.
Yeah, we did not. we did not forget about shot takes. We can confirm all but one shot take now. The only one we can't confirm is the Cleveland shot take. We predicted that Baker Mayfield would sign his extension before Lamar Jackson, and we might scrub that one on a technicality.
Listen, if he goes to Seattle and they give him an extension, I count that as a victory.
Before Lamar Jackson?
Yeah.
Might take it because we were not specific.
That was a monkey paw acceptance if I've ever seen one.
Yeah. So the only ones that we hadn't confirmed as of the last time checking, Green Bay, Aaron Rodgers repeating as league MVP. That happened. And the other thing that we wanted to knock out was Najee Harris winning offensive rookie of the year. That also did not happen. So we have counted roughly 22 shots that have to be taken. Fun. My liver will be sad. So
my liver's already sad.
Liver will be sad. Liver is sad in anticipation. So that's that. Now let's get to defensive backs. Do we want to start with safeties?
Let's start with safeties because it's short and sweet.
Hot.
We only picked safeties we thought would go in the first two rounds. Names that, you'll hear and you'll recognize. Let's start from the very bottom. And the very bottom.
Number 5.
Michigan's Daxton Hill. He's 6', 191 with a projected round of a late 1 to an early 2.
We like him in the 2.
Yeah, we did not see a first round player.
No. But it's funny. I think this is strange because it's rare that Abdeen and I fully agree on a position group. Mm-hmm. But I think we do fully see. I think we fully agree on this position group. I think the only thing different between the two of us is where we see the number 1 ranked player on this list potentially slipping due to his positional value. But on Daxton Hill, we noticed a trend where he wasn't particularly great against bigger receivers. He's a better man player, but if he can't deal with a bigger receiver in man, you're limited in man then. You're still fine at it. His play diagnostics, not as fast as some of the other premier safeties on this list, and we view him more as a strong safety. He's likely going to make his money in the box.
If you combine CBs and safeties into just one category and call it DBs, Daxton Hill wouldn't even make it into like the top 5.
No, he would not.
He wouldn't make it into the top 6. He probably wouldn't make it into top 7.
Well, I think that's because we value 4 corners very high.
That is true. But Daxton Hill, some people see him as a corner, some people see him as a safety. I wouldn't play him at corner at all.
Not a chance.
I would play him as a strong safety. I think he has a role in the NFL, but you need to know that your team needs that when you draft him.
If you are a team that views him as a corner, I would consider yourselves lucky if somebody else drafts him before you to play safety.
Yeah.
That like you do not, if you think he's a corner, you might be drafting a bust because that there's nothing about this that says corner.
And I mean, we really haven't given him much props, to be quite fair. We do still have a 2nd round grade on him, and we don't give that out lightly. I mean, if
we think he stinks, we put him in the 5th, but we don't.
He's just there's a lot of bust potential here if the wrong NFL team takes him. Yeah,
the problem I'm noticing in this league right now is the box safety is kind of falling off a bit.
It's kind of dead.
Isn't Landon Collins still a free agent?
Yep.
Landon Collins is a good football player. He's a
pretty damn
good football player. I mean, I played him twice a year. He's a pretty damn good football player. But he's very I guess, nuanced. His specialty is very specialized. At this point, the box safety needs to do more than what the box safety's been asked to do in the past. And there's a lot of box safeties that can't make that transition.
And safeties are already being devalued in the NFL.
Yeah. We're noticing that Marcus Williams.
Look at free agency. If you want to see how safeties are actually valued, look at the fact that Tyrann Mathieu is still a free agent.
Yeah. And Collins and Mathieu are both still sitting there and nobody cares. Just, it's not surprising anybody. Marcus Williams got his money, but only 5 for 70. Mm-hmm. You'd think it'd be higher for a player of his caliber.
Especially with free agency.
Right. Especially with this year's free agency.
Let's move on to number
Kirk.
4.
Number 4.
Louis Sign from Georgia, 6'2", 199.
I like seeing a safety at 6'2". I do like that.
Georgia players are going to get a boost this year. That defense was exceptional. But if you ask me, it wasn't because of Sign. It's because of the pieces around him. He's a solid player who doesn't really do anything exceptionally. His pursuit's pretty good, though. Like, I'd be pretty happy with that. He's okay with tackling. He's that type of player that your defensive coordinator is just going to put out there and forget about it because he will do his job. It's a very safe pick. We have him as a 2nd-round player, and I think that's right.
Yeah, I really can't add too much because I think I agree with everything you just said. Sign is the tape he doesn't pop off the tape. He doesn't, blow you away with athleticism or, jumping ability or anything like that. He seems like a very stable, good, strong, I was about to say strong safety, but no. He's a very stable, good safety with good pursuit and decent instincts. If that's what you're looking for, if you're looking to find some stability in the middle of the field, and you don't want to have to spend a 1 on it, this is probably a good pick because you're probably going to get similar stability. Yeah, you're going to need to surround him with some decent pieces. He can't do it alone, but no player really can. But this one especially cannot. So
you know what Louis Sign is, and this is going to come up again when we talk about corners.
Oh.
He's a player that you're going to lose in free agency 4 years down the line, and he's going to get overpaid. That's what he is.
Yeah, I was about to say before, he reminds me of Marcus May in that, like, he might get tagged by somebody, and you're just like, why? And then hit free agency a year later and not be worth anything, like Marcus May.
Yeah. Number 3.
Poor Marcus May, number 3.
Jalen Petre.
No.
I'm sorry. Jaquan Brisker from Penn State.
If that doesn't tip who number 2 is, you people ain't listening. Jaquan Brisker, Penn State.
6'1", 199. This is a Penn State guy. John's favorite school ever.
It's not my favorite school.
It's all he talks about.
It's not all I talk about. It's a school I'm familiar with.
Notre Dame's your favorite school.
No, that's objectively not. I can't stand Notre Dame.
Oh, wait. USC. Got it.
I also can't stand USC.
Jaquan Brisker. The biggest thing I noticed when watching him is a negative. Maybe I hate this safety class. He gets washed by blocks. It's a real problem.
He does.
It's a real problem. You can't not notice it. I don't know if you'll be able to fix that in the pros, but everything else there is pretty solid.
Don't let a bigger guy or really any guy get their hands on him, because he'll probably be erased from the play, which is something you will hear us talk about a corner doing to wide receivers in a couple of minutes. But it's interesting to see that happen with a safety just deciding, crap, here's a block. I'm done. That's kind of what happens here.
Especially 6'1", 199 safety.
Yeah, if you're 200 pounds and you're getting washed out, I'm shocked. That said, he is athletic, speedy guy, quick guy, decent enough instincts. He does cover the tight ends well. And the problems he has are to some degree coachable. Not Josh Allen feet coachable, which was very coachable, but coachable. I hope he gets that.
He's a second-round pick.
Yeah, because if he gets that coachable, he could play up to late 1.
Yeah.
But if he doesn't get it, he's going to be out of this league in about 3 years. This is such a boomer bust safety. Like, if he gets the right fixes, he'll be fine.
This is a boomer bust class.
Speaking of number 2.
Jalen Petre from Baylor. 5'11", 198. Continuing with the fact that I'm learning that I hate this safety class, apparently. Petrie is great.
He is.
Yeah. He's a pure box safety.
At what he does, though, right.
He's a pure box safety. You do not want him covering anyone fast. Tyreek Hill will destroy this man.
He will eat his lunch.
The football IQ is there. You worried about tackling? Don't be. You're worried about getting washed up with blocks? Don't be. He's a linebacker in a safety's body, and that's a shame. That's a real shame. Guy has a great nose for football. He'll make somebody happy. Whether or not it's his first team, I have no idea.
This is the kind of guy that's going to get like a captain placement. And become like a solid like anchor to a defense. He reminds me of like a Malcolm Jenkins type, where he's going to be like one of those great motivating players that is also like just sticks to you as a tackler. That is not great at covering over the top fast receivers. So when you say linebacker to safety's body, I am so constantly reminded of Isaiah Simmons.
Oh yeah.
Who you and I both liked and is like in danger right now of
Arizona has done nothing.
They've done nothing with him. They have absolutely wasted that man. He has done nothing. But in fact, I am shocked at how little we have heard about him. Shocked.
All we hear about him is the fact that Arizona just doesn't play it.
Jalen Phillips.
They can't find a spot for Isaiah Simmons to play.
Is that their guy? Is it Jalen Phillips or is that the Dolphin?
Jalen Phillips? I'm pretty sure is a Dolphin.
There's another guy. Yeah, he is. Who's the one that plays for them? They got a pass rusher last year.
There
was another like
Javon Holland, wasn't it? Javon Holland.
No. I will know the name though. The second you say the name, I'll know it. Zaven Collins. That's who it is.
Oh, I was close.
Zaven Collins. Yeah, I don't know why I mixed him up with Jalen Phillips. But just pedestrian middle of the first round pass rushers. But
speaking of safeties, we've got pedestrian middle of the second round safeties.
The reason Jalen Petrie is so interesting is because Petrie has been in every. If you follow PFF on Twitter, anytime PFF puts out that random tweet of like, here's 3 picks for a team, Jalen Petrie 9 times out of 10 is the second round pick for every team they put out there.
Yep.
Clearly, PFF loves Jalen Petrie, but they only like him in the second. All
PFF
the time.
PFF also loves Sam Howell as their number 1 quarterback. So let's
pass.
Let's halt on PFF.
Safeties number 1. This should surprise no one.
In a shocking upset, the only 6'4", 220-pound safety from Notre Dame, Kyle Hamilton, is the only safety worth a damn.
I can't stand Notre Dame, but I do like, oh my God. Wait a minute.
What?
Guys, St. Peter's beat Purdue. They're oh my God, did they actually do it?
Do they have any safeties?
Double checking.
Yeah,
wow.
They did it.
Purdue lost. They did do it, 67-64. Wow. That is unbelievable. That is unbelievable. That's unreal. That's actually unreal.
This guy that's on St. Peter's really needs to shave that mustache.
The Uncle Rico looking dude?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's that's history. That's unbelievable. That's so cool. That is so cool. That is so cool. Anyway, yeah, Shaheen Holloway. It's a New Jersey school, dude. St. Peter's. It's a New Jersey school. People are going nuts right now. It's bananas. Anyway, let's get back to safeties.
Kyle Hamilton is the only safety you want.
It's really the safety. Listen, if you want a safety and you want to take him in the first round, it's this guy. If you want to take a safety in the second, that's fine, and you can do that. If you take a safety in the first and it's not Kyle Hamilton, you're probably Philadelphia or another team with multiple ones. That would be like, you could argue it in that way.
But I
still wouldn't do it.
How I feel about the safety class?
Huh.
I look at all of these safeties and I don't want to draft them in the second round. I look at all of these safeties and I'd be happy to draft them in the third round.
I would take Petrie and Brisker in the second.
I don't want a box safety in the second.
I agree, but that's where you take a box safety. That's where Landon Collins went.
Yeah, and what did we learn?
Yeah, I don't know. He's a Pro Bowler.
Okay, but what is his value now?
Washington
was stupid. I don't know what you want from me.
I know. No, they paid him a lot of cash. They paid him way too much. They paid him 12. No, it was only $12 million a year. Wasn't that much? Or
yeah,
a little bit more than 12.
How much did the top safety in the free agency market get this year?
14.
12. Like yeah,
like that. 13, 14.
Safeties aren't worth it. That's what the NFL's telling us.
They're not worth it right now.
Here's Kyle Hamilton that is worth it.
Kyle Hamilton appears to be a special player. And it takes a lot for me to say that about a guy coming out of Notre Dame. Last guy I said that about was Quentin Nelson. And that was right. Quentin Nelson, I don't think he's getting past pick 5 in any world. Ebteen thinks maybe due to his positional value. I agree that could happen. I'd be shocked considering how talented the player is. I
have one red flag.
What is it?
Ironically, I wouldn't put him in the box.
Ideally, yeah. It says John Note. Did I write that?
Yeah.
I'm a genius. If you're 6'4", 220 pounds, and you can't play close to the line of scrimmage, which it feels like he shouldn't be doing, that in itself is probably a red flag. If you're that big and can't play the box, what are you big for then? I could have you at 6'1" then. I don't need your size. But it does feel like he's a free safety in the NFL. You can definitely leave him alone single high.
Oh, yeah.
He's got the speed to go lateral and vertical. Instincts are all over there. Athleticism is there. Just don't use him as a linebacker type. Use him as a free safety. It's better to do it that way.
Now, his 40 was a little disappointing.
What did he put up?
4.59. Which, with the way with the way we're seeing prospects trend, like going into the 4.3s, like prospects are just getting faster and faster. This is a little disappointing.
Don't cover Sky Moore with him.
Yeah.
You won't do well. Sky Moore is like becoming my like pick for sleeper in this draft.
Oh God.
I think he's becoming like everybody's. I've watched more tape on Sky in the last couple of weeks. I'm getting confused. I'm getting very. I'm like, Traylon Burks. Who's Garrett Wilson? Who are these people? So no, Kyle Hamilton's a talented dude. I don't think you need us to tell you that. He's freaky. He's freaky. He's gonna be fun.
Now, from a disappointing safety class, let's talk about a
fun corner class.
Let's talk about a quality corner class. My babies.
My babies. Why'd you say it like that?
Let's start with the bad.
God, that's gross. Why'd you say my babies?
I love corners.
Wait, start talking. I have a beverage behind me and I want it.
Okay. I love corners. We looked at 7, really 5 that are worth a second round pick, up to a second round pick. After that, it's mostly just team fit and third round picks. It's not a deep corner class. It's much better than the safety class. And we'll see how it compares to the linebacker and D-line classes. But really, this is a draft for offense. If you need offensive players, this is the draft for you. If you need defensive players, you need to get them early and quickly. And we might see that reflect in the draft with multiple teams moving up. So let's start with the worst corner that we're going to talk about tonight. And it is Roger Mccreery.
I'm going to make it clear real quick. Roger Mccreery is the only player on this list I have personally watched no tape on, mainly because Ebteen started with the corners and had done all 7. And he showed me, I was like, all right, who's next? Roger Mccreery is like, you don't have to watch that. He just says to me, don't bother. I'm like, oh, all right. Good night.
When it comes to
that's corners, all I needed to know.
Yeah. When it comes to corners, what I've learned is there are 5 players that I'm comfortable with taking in the first 2 rounds. And then there's a bunch of other probably mistakes. I do not like this corner draft after the second round. Roger Mccreery is projected to go between the second and third round. And I have a 4th round grade on him. Late 3 or early 4.
Oh, that's violent. Oh, my Lord.
There's nothing special here. He's perfectly average. When he's asked to play zone coverage, I think he gives up way too much space. And he doesn't have that burst to recover from it and close that out, which is something we're going to see later on. He plays very aggressive, but he's not a playmaker. He doesn't get INTs.
I am fighting with the label of this bottle for my life because I can't put the logo on the screen, but I've been thirsty.
He's good for some pass blocks, and if he was more athletically gifted, then maybe those would turn to interceptions.
Damn you.
He plays
not you. This stupid bottle. I left my scissors in the other room. Damn it.
He plays physically, like very physically. It shines when he's on man coverage. But the problem is he's 5'11", 190, which is good size for a corner, but it isn't a good size for a tall NFL player. And there's a couple of those in this draft. There's Drake London in this draft. I don't think he'll do well against Drake London. He's not
Drake London is 6'5".
He's not fast enough for the speed wide receivers either. We just talked about Tyreek Hill being traded. Tyreek Hill will destroy this man. This is a player that needs to get his hands on the guy. And in the NFL, I see maybe a CB2, an average CB2. But if I'm being really honest, I see a backup. And I have a 4th round grade on him.
I have nothing to say. I've watched him tape on it. I can't say anything. Ebteen told me, you don't need to watch it. Duh, okay.
Let's move on to
all the sounds that came out of your mouth sound good.
Let's move on to number 6, John.
A player I did watch, number 6.
Kyler Gordon out of Washington. He's 6'3", 190, and he's projected all over the place. So we had to do him.
Let's throw one pro in there real quick. He's 6'3".
Oh, yeah.
That's big. He tall boy.
Let's throw one negative real quick. He's not as good as the old guy on the other side of it.
Yeah, there's another dude from Washington that's also on this list, and we'll talk about him shortly. But Kyler Gordon, the tape that we did watch, no, he is not as good as, you know what, screw it. He's not as good as Trent McDuffie. We know who it is. Like, we're not going to pretend like we're not going to talk about Trent McDuffie. We're talking about Trent McDuffie today after Kyler Gordon because he's better than Kyler Gordon. But could Kyler Gordon have CB1'd in college? Maybe.
You need a good coach.
Yeah. This is a guy that would thrive more as a CB2 in this league. He would thrive way more as a CB2.
Which is what he played in college.
And it worked clearly.
Yeah.
But here's what's very clear about him. And it's something you don't see a whole lot out of corners. This dude's got pop. He's got pop. He likes to tackle you. He can drop you with a hit. The problem is, against the other 5 corners that we're going to talk about here, this one is clearly a worse coverage corner. Clearly worse. He's not nearly as fast. He's not nearly as quick. His hips are slower. His burst isn't there. It's a good tackler that's willing to stop in the run and may become an average NFL player. That's simply that.
He's 6'3". It's really nice, but he lacks the speed that you're going to see later on. Of like everyone above him is faster with better burst and it's just better in coverage. It's weird with how bad the safety class is. Like, I feel like this player would be a better safety than a corner.
It plays like one.
He's a great tackler. He has good ball tracking skills. He doesn't have the speed to play corner. Why don't you keep the game in front of him?
Let me counterpoint that real quick. There was a corner this year for the Packers named Rasul Douglas, formerly of the Eagles. Everything you just said about Kyler Gordon, Philadelphia was saying about Rasul Douglas. And the guy's a ball hawk. Like, he can smell the ball from a mile away, but he's slow. He's a slow player. But he plays corner. He does it well. I'm not going to say that Kyler Gordon can't do it. But I agree with you entirely. I would rather see this player at safety.
Now, Rasul Douglas just signed a contract with the Packers, right?
Yep, just re-upped.
How many teams was he on before he did that?
Philly, then Carolina, and I think he might have been on one other before Green Bay.
Raiders?
Was he a Raider?
He was a Raider for a month. We cut him after it.
Rasul Douglas was a Raider?
Yeah, Rasul Douglas spent a lot of time on different teams in the offseason. Oh my gosh,
he was.
Yeah.
Okay, he was a Panther, a Raider, a Texan, a Cardinal, then a oh my God. What kind of offseason did he have in 2021? What did I miss?
Apparently a terrible one. So I don't know if you want to compare this Kyler Gordon to Rasul Douglas, because it took a long time for Douglas to find success.
Okay, Douglas signed with Houston, and he was cut 6 days later.
Yeah.
What did Houston have at DB last year where they couldn't keep this guy?
I don't know, Kieran Conley.
I forgot he existed. There you go. There's your point. So there's something there as far as a comp. Yeah, you'd rather see a player better than Rasul Douglas in this league, but Rasul Douglas had himself a good year with Green Bay.
Now, I don't agree with Bleacher Report.
What did Bleacher Report say?
Bleacher Report has this man as their 12th ranked corner.
I don't see that at all.
Not at all.
No, not even a little bit.
Anyways, moving on.
Let's get to this is where we have it ranked here a little bit. We have 2 guys at the bottom. After Mccreery, we have it listed that there is a incredible drop-off in talent. So if you don't get one of these top 7, wait 2 rounds. And then wait 2 full rounds.
It's not only that it's a drop-off, It's completely lacking consensus.
Go undrafted. Just wait.
Like, there's a Tennessee corner that would have been the 8th corner I watched. You want to know what PFF has him?
What?
200 and something overall in the class.
Not good.
Yeah.
But after that, there is a gap between that group of 2 we've just done, Mccreery and Gordon, and the next 3.
These are your second round picks.
Number 5.
At number 5, we have a 6'1", 191.
Make sure to stay away from the parentheticals for now, by the way.
Okay.
Because we haven't talked about the other players.
Mm-hmm.
So wait on those.
From 6'1", from Florida, 6'1", 191, Kyer Elam or Elam.
Yeah, I think it's Elam. I think it's Elam because remember kicker Jason Elam.
Yeah,
same spelling. You had Matt Elam, didn't you?
I don't think so.
Was he a Raven?
Maybe
he was a Raven.
Anyway,
confused him with Carl Joseph, both bust safeties. What that struck a nerve? What that struck a nerve? Carl Joseph. What did I say?
I loved that, man.
You looked at me like I just hit your child. What the hell was that? Carl Joseph. You're like, he hits you with the, golly, I'm sorry. I don't know what I did, but I'm sorry.
Kyer Elam. If you are looking for a man coverage corner in the second round, you are drafting Kyer Elam. You are possibly moving up for Kyer Elam because
yes,
this is a guy that's projected to go early in the second round, and I have a late 1 grade on him. Just so you guys know, I value man coverage over zone coverage.
Yes, he does.
The man coverage is great here. He's a very physical corner. He has a great turning speed, which I didn't really expect, but he stayed super low. Did you notice that when watching?
I did notice that.
He was almost hunched over.
What's funny is he kept his balance too, because the way he operates, it looks like he's not going to keep it.
Yeah.
But he did. Every time. He did every time.
He lacks top end burst and speed. But instead it's made him a much nastier player.
It has.
You will see him pushing wide receivers to the sideline immediately after the ball is hiked. He's going to fight you on every route. But if you beat him, you have beaten him. He will not recover. And he is not the best tackler, even though he is willing to land a hit. He has great hands. There are people with better hands that we're going to talk about. And, good player. Really good, solid player.
We have there's the thing we've noticed in this draft, the remaining 5 corners, Elam and the other 4 that we're going to discuss tonight, there are some similarities between groups of them, with one of them that is an outlier. One of them that just kind of does his own thing. And we'll talk about all of them, of course. But the thing with Elam is Ebteen wrote this. I don't know if because I definitely did not write this. So I'm assuming that's you.
Yeah.
Ebteen actually has Elam as corner number 4.
Mm-hmm.
I have him at 5. And it's the only difference in our entire ranking is this spot. It's 4 and 5. He's got Elam higher than I do because number 4, no spoiler intended because we're just going to go to him shortly, Trent McDuffie out of Washington. These are different players because quite simply, we have Trent McDuffie compared to another corner we're going to talk about later, and Elam compared to a different corner that we're going to talk about later. So you're probably wondering who the hell the third guy is, and we'll get there. I know you know who 2 of them are.
The third guy might end up being my favorite.
The third guy might be Ebteen's actual favorite.
Yeah.
But Ebteen understands why he's not listed that way tonight.
No, I mean, I'm talking about like it's a value perspective.
I know. Right. So I like Elam. I just don't like him as much as the guy number 4.
Before we move on, you wanna know something about Elam? He covered Williamson and
Jameson
Williams. I combined the two.
Jama Williamson.
Yeah. He kept Jameson Williams.
You're correct. Jameson Williams.
And John Mechie to basically nothing before he got injured in that game because he had a knee injury in that game.
He covered a whole first and third or fourth rounder.
Mechie's
we don't like Mechie.
Someone please take him the second. I don't want him to be my first pick in the third round.
I hope he falls, and I hope he keeps falling.
You wanna make your guess for Raider?
I can't.
I'll let you pick Mechie just for free.
I can't. I can't. You're opening picks.
He's a third rounder.
I'm not predicting a third. How bananas would that? If I predicted a third for the next year, any money that has to go into this show, you'd have to pay.
I can't afford that.
No, I understand. But that if I predicted a third for you blind, come on. That would be worthy of something. You have to buy me like a house.
I'll get you a little toy house. A little Barbie dollhouse.
This kid still owes me a real steak. I ain't getting anything.
Well, yeah. What do you think we're doing after the draft?
The next round?
No, getting a steak.
Lit! So Elam's fun. We like Elam. We actually like every corner here to the end.
Oh, yeah. Mccreery, you go sit in the corner with Kevin.
So number 4, I've already kind of said it was Trent McDuffie out of Washington. 5'11", 195, which is actually more of like the prototypical corner. He's got burst and speed, and if you sprinkled it around the draft and divvied it up evenly, he would still have the most burst and speed.
Not true.
Oh, well, you're right.
Yeah.
Not true. No, very not true, actually. There's one man. There is one man. Not as quick to recognize a run play as we wrote 2 above him, but let's say 3 above him.
Yeah.
We must have been wrong.
No, I'm talking about, this is an order of the way I wrote it. So this is the top 2. Yeah, the top 2. I don't go into this with my big board already done, John. I learned through the process.
He's a sure tackler. He sets himself up very well and takes very good routes to the ball carrier, so he's not usually going to over pursue or under pursue. He can deal with the zone. Epteen, not a fan of the straying that he does. I noticed it. I'm not as concerned about it, but I see what he's saying. He's got the burst to cover up for it. That's true, which is more or less why I'm not concerned about it. And
now tell me why I'm concerned about it.
Well, his turn of direction is nowhere near as smooth as the 2 more corners above him, and the team is concerned about this. There's also a good amount that he has to work on, and the team does not in any capacity see him in the first round. He sees him as an early 2.
But I would be absolutely floored to get him in day 2.
That's the thing. So my thing is like, you said it last night, like, I don't see him as a first round player, but if you took him, let's say, what pick did you have before you traded it for Adams?
22.
If you took him at 22, would you be pissed?
I wouldn't be happy.
Really? I'm going to pick 30.
That'd be pretty,
Yeah, I'm not there with that. I see a guy that can, here's a guy that can, by the way, Tirico is now running Sunday Night Football. So happy. All the good. And Al Michaels and Kirk Herbstreit are Amazon. What an odd combination for them. But yeah, no, I like what McDuffie brings to a football field. He does need to stay closer to wide receivers.
It's a problem in the NFL. The window is smaller.
Epteen notes, and it's valid, Trent McDuffie did not record an interception this past season. That's something to note. It's not a good note, you got to take the ball away sometimes. There's plenty of corners in this league that aren't good at getting picks and are still efficient, good corners. There's plenty of them. The best intercepting corner of last year was one of the worst men in coverage, Trayvon Diggs. He can't cover anybody, but he does pick a ball here and there.
And who is the corner that just got paid in free agency?
J.C. Jackson, the same player.
Yep.
So, yeah, it's McDuffie is very different than them, which is a good thing. But I agree with Ebteen. The margin for error in the NFL is much, much smaller than it is in college. You can't make college mistakes in the NFL. Every player in the NFL is a pro, except for Nathan Peterman. Every player.
And he's a goat. I'm talking about a real goat.
That man is like an actual goat.
He's an actual goat.
He's an actual furry goat. Yeah, so I look at it as a player that you take if you need a corner and you really want to try something.
Kansas City, come on down.
Yeah, that's probably about right.
Green Bay, just draft 2 wide receivers.
Number 3.
Mr. Versatile, Andrew Booth Jr. out of Clemson. He's 6 foot 194. Many see him as a late 1 to a 2nd round pick. I see him as a 1st round pick. If you're the right team for him, this man is going to play the hell out of his draft position. He's got the best breaks out of all the CBs, and he's very aggressive in the run game. He's very, very physical and smart in the run game. He will recognize the play quickly and instantly make a move. And if you want a corner that you can leave completely alone in zone coverage, it's this guy. I've never seen someone look so comfortable in zone coverage. And
he's not at that age.
Yeah. I mean, if you need a zone corner, he's going to be CB3, and he's going to be a 1st round value. His feet are great. His awareness is great. His game intelligence is more than solid. Ironically, this is the player I have that I expect. Like, I could see a team drafting him as a safety, because I see a player that will thrive completely. If a play is in front of him, he will do exactly what you want. So, anything you want to add to that?
The explosion out of this player is a good thing. I do see a player that can, at times, be prone in this league, be prone to bursting and over pursuing, a la Jonathan Abrams. And I think you know exactly what I'm going for with that. Abrams over
safety. Another safety I loved.
yeah. Abrams over pursues. This guy over pursues. The problem with this player is that he's a corner that over pursues. And a corner that over pursues is really difficult. You can't really hide that. If you over pursue, it's noticed. You're going to notice it. If you're a corner, you're going to notice it. So I'm interested to see what more league pundits and team information we get about how people view Andrew Booth, because I think you're dead right with the best team fit. He's the kind of guy that will thrive in the right situation and will possibly bust in the wrong situation. It's just not, it's a very hot and cold player. And it's the only player left that you can't even point at another player and say he plays like this guy, because he actually doesn't. He's very versatile and he plays the zone really well. But I see a guy like a Nuke Hopkins being a nightmare for him. An absolute nightmare, because the IQ is there, the burst is there. But I also see a guy with a lot more flash plays than substance plays. And the last player I saw with a lot of flash in college that I knew immediately was just not it. I don't think that about Booth. There was a wide receiver coming out of North Carolina way back in the day named Hakeem Nix, who I saw a lot of flash plays in college. And immediately I was like, you're not going to be much. And he wasn't. He ended up, I think he was out of the league in 6 years. So I don't love tape that's just flashy. And a lot of Booth's was just, hey, look what I can do. The other two dudes we're about to talk about, yeah, there's some flash, but there's a lot of substantial, cogent baseline play that you're seeing as well. It's the little things that you see there. Whereas with Booth, I'm not seeing enough of the little things.
Now, here's the best part about
it's what keeps Booth out of that top two.
Here's the best part about Booth. I think he's only started 1 year. He's had very limited starting experience, and he's already this good. I mean, if you want a zone corner, there's no one better in this draft because you're not going to get the top two. Let's be honest here, people. The top two are going to be gone quickly. The floor for the top two is probably Philadelphia.
Yeah.
So let's move on to the top two. And boy, are they good. If you ask me, they're 1A and 1B.
Boy, oh boy, are they good.
Yeah.
I mean, they're
1B.
Good, and then they're good, and then they're good, and then they're good, and then every so often they're really good again. Number 2/1B.
Derek Stingley Jr. out of LSU, 6 feet 190. He's projected first rounder, but he has top 5 talent, John.
Yeah, he does. He does. And it's the nature of both these corners. Both of these corners, everybody knows what we're going to talk about after Stingley, but both these corners have a lot of wow on their tape and a lot of baseline wow on their tape because there's things that they do on this field that no one else in this cornerback class appears capable of doing. The very first thing you need to know about Derek Stingley, and it's why by default he can't be number one. There is an unbelievable amount of injury history. He's only played 10 games in the last 2 seasons. He has not recorded an interception since 2019. If he can get back to his baseline speed, it's incredible. But it's a Lisfranc injury that he's recovering from. He claims he's almost 100%. God, I hope so, because I hope this league gets to see this. Really good ball tracking, too, especially on a 50-50. For a young guy, that's incredible.
Throwing away his injury.
Sure.
The play you're getting at best case scenario, you have what I think is a corner you can leave on an island.
Yep. Just
completely leave him out there. He's aggressive. He will try to bait quarterbacks into interceptions. Hello. We just talked about that with someone else. But this time, he has the burst to jump those routes. And he's more physical. It kind of sucks for him that he's in this draft.
It's what keeps him from being CB1.
Yeah.
There's a corner up here that is arguably better and also healthy.
There is real elite lockdown corner potential here.
Yeah, there is.
And I hope he hits it.
I love this one note you wrote here. If he gets back to his 2019 form and he stays healthy, not only could he potentially become the best CB in this draft, but he might become what Jalen Ramsey thinks Jalen Ramsey is.
Yeah.
Jalen Ramsey is a great corner. This guy has the gifts to potentially be better. He's going to drop. And if he falls out of the top 10, I wouldn't be surprised at all.
Oh, I don't think he's a top 10 pick.
I don't think so either.
Yeah.
And as somebody with picks 15, 16, and 19, I'm ecstatic.
I got to be quite honest with you. I think he's pick 16. If it was up to me, he would be already like. Remember we had Najee Harris to the Steelers last year.
I'm
going to do this with you. Every single draft, he's pick 16.
What, last year's too?
No, I'm talking about like this year. Derek Stingley is pick 16 in this draft. Book it.
Cool. I got pick 16.
Yeah, exactly.
I want pick 15 to be Devin Lloyd. So I'm real happy.
We'll get to the linebackers.
Yeah.
Number 1.
If that doesn't indicate who I view highly at linebacker, I don't know if you've been listening. That doesn't even mean it. Maybe there's a linebacker I think is going to go higher.
There is it. Number 1.
There might be. There might be.
Oh, no.
Listen,
not Nakobe.
Listen, everybody loves Devin Lloyd. Everybody loves Nakobe Dean. If it were my world, I love Nakobe Dean. I understand Nakobe Dean is 5'11". We will get to that when we talk about linebackers. Stay tuned. That's in a couple of weeks. We still got to do D-line before linebackers, ladies and gentlemen. Number 1.
Sauce Gardner.
Ahmad Sauce Gardner.
Cincinnati, 6'3", 190.
First of all, 6'3". Good. That is good. Second of all, you want burst? He got it. And he is quite bursty. It's a saucy level of burst. He needs to develop some physicality on the line. We're not calling him perfect, but he's close to it. He's pretty close.
He's so close to it. I would take him before Kyle Hamilton.
This is a pretty stellar player. Like top 10 corner in the NFL today player.
Out of Cincinnati.
Listen, he goes a little high on running backs.
That's coachable.
Who gives a crap? Who cares? We have an already solid NFL corner with elite traits and with the quality potential to take the next step beyond the elite. Take him. I don't care who you are. You Jacksonville at number 1? Do it. I wouldn't tell you no.
Detroit will kiss you.
Detroit would be thrilled.
Yeah.
But, it's not the worst pick you could make. Now I'm starting to understand why quarterbacks aren't going 1 and 2 this year. Because a player like Sauce Gardner, you're watching him, you're like, oh, okay. Yeah, you're different. Yeah, you're not from this planet. Okay. Sauce is fun, man. He's real fun. Even against Bama, since he was not having that good a game, he played well.
Oh, yeah.
Played quite well. Now, we don't like Bryce Young, but I guess I don't know what your opinion on Bryce Young.
I haven't made an opinion on the quarterbacks next year. I'll make my opinion on that next year.
That's true. We got plenty to worry about with this year so far, this year right now. But, I don't like Bryce Young. But either way, why did he win the Heisman? Just why? Why did he win the Heisman?
Because Aiden Hutchinson wasn't sexy.
Kenny Pickett deserved to win the Heisman. That's going to be on my headstone. And it'll be like 50 years from now, which will be 46 years after Kenny Pickett probably busts in this league. And I'll be still yelling it. Kenny Pickett deserved to win the Heisman. I think he's going to be fine. I don't think he's going to bust. Or will he? This is how you promote, MT. You promote the show within the show.
Hey, make sure you like and subscribe and hit that bell. Check us out on social media. I hate social media.
I do too, but do it. You people don't. Anyway, Sauce
Gardner.
You wanted to call him Salsa.
I want to call him Saucy. I like Saucy
boy.
So
Saucy boy. He brings the extra.
You know
sauce.
what he is? You know what? I'll give you your headline when they're talking about the star players on Fox and CBS. I'll give when they're gonna do the player comparisons. You're gonna see a wide receiver. You're gonna see Sauce Gardner, and they're gonna title it "Lost in the Sauce." I am telling you right now what you are going to see.
I'm unhappy because I think you're right.
Yeah.
I'm unhappy because of the accuracy. I'm not unhappy because I'm disappointed in you. I'm unhappy because I'm disappointed in them.
Who's going to take this? Probably the Jets. Okay. Sauce Gardner plays against Tyreek Hill 1 week next year.
That's
plays
fun.
Tyreek Hill doesn't get any catches. You're going to see Tyreek Hill. You're going to see Sauce Gardner. And you're going to see in that slanted, bold font, "Lost in the Sauce." I
just have one request. One request for Sauce Gardner. Do not Jeff Okuda yourself. Do not. Please.
Tell Detroit you don't want to play for them.
You don't want to play for them. Do not go Jeff Okudah on us because I like you more than I liked Okudah. And I kind of dug Okudah. Be better. Be better than Okudah. It's not that hard. Just don't tear your Achilles and you should be fine. It's a shame. Jeff Okudah might not be a bust, but for right now, he is.
Yeah.
3rd overall, really. 3rd.
Anyways, we have a top 5 grade on him.
Yeah. It's a pretty clear one. I don't know if I can name 5 players I like better than him in this draft. I can maybe name 3.
We haven't deep dived on the pass rushers yet, but this is him and Stingley.
The only pass rusher I like over him is Hutchinson. I'm not going to say
these top 2 corners.
And listen, I'm also not going to sit here and pretend like Hutchinson's not almost certainly going to be our number 1 pass rusher.
Oh, Hutchinson will be. Yeah.
Nobody else. If anybody says Hutchinson isn't their top pass rusher, they're just doing it for clicks. That's it. They're doing it for clicks. They're Zach Wilson, Chris Simmonsing you. That's what they're doing. Let me get my tinfoil hat and start screaming at the clouds. So anyway, there's your corners. They're more fun than the safeties. Next week,
better than the safeties.
They're better than the safeties. Next week, we're going to bring you D-line and the next mock draft.
A revision.
The post free agency mock draft. And for what it's worth, there's going to be a lot of changes. One notable one is George Karlaftis is not going to Tennessee now.
And there will be no Raiders.
Yeah, Raiders don't have picks anymore. Green Bay.
Did we do the last mock draft with Russell Wilson at Denver? I don't think we did we?
No, I don't think so.
Oh my Lord.
It's going to be a lot of changes. That's why we do a million of these.
Yep.
That's why there's so many. Anything else?
That was objectively wrong.
Woo!
His name is John.
Forts.
My name is
sometimes.
I don't know.
What would be my other name?
Jonathan.
It's literally never that.
I like using it, Jonathan.
I wish I could just show you my birth certificate. It just isn't there. My name just isn't Jonathan.
I hope you name your future son Jonathan.
I'm just going to start calling you James or something. I'm just going to start calling you Stephen.
James, John, Jonathan, Williamson, Jameson.
Hey, go get me more pictures of Spider-Man. How many J's do I need? My God. Guys, go play video games. Elden Ring or Kirby.
Triangle strategy.
Triangle strategy. I saw you were playing Tetris last night.
I was tired and bored and hot.
Playing Tetris Connected.
My air conditioning was broken.
Can I say real quick, the night before Metroid Dread came out for the Switch, and Tina and I are on the phone. We're waiting for a game. We're waiting for Dread to drop. And as it's happening, we're like, let's just get Tetris Connected. And we did. And we just bought Tetris Connected. We played that for like an hour. And it worked well because there was a mode where it was like, what? I'm going to finish this story first. I'm going to say one last thing, which will probably make you crap yourself.
Okay.
Because my sister is going to a movie with my dad, but you're never going to guess which one. I can't believe my dad is going with her to see that.
I'm gonna look up the movies. I'm gonna get my guess out.
Oh no, it's gonna be an easy guess if you look at what movies are out. It's not the first one you're gonna think of though. But no, so we've downloaded that Disconnected, and I like playing race Tetris. I like playing Tetris Battle, whereas MT likes to play longevity Tetris. He likes to play marathon. And it worked for this one weird thing where the music controls everything you do. Mm-hmm. And then it when the bass drops, everything goes faster and it's weird. If you haven't played Tetris Effect Connected, play it.
It's fun.
You don't need drugs. That's how you do. You don't need acid. You just play that game instead. You want to guess the movie?
I don't have a guess yet. I just want to say there's a Channing Tatum movie that's literally just called Dog.
Yeah, she's not seeing Dog.
Is it Sonic the Hedgehog 2?
No, that's not out yet.
Oh, okay.
No, your boy.
Really, it's under now playing.
No, it's like April.
Is it Sing too? Sing along.
No. Jujutsu Kaisen.
Damn it, that was my real guess.
She's good. My dad is taking her to go see Jujutsu Kaisen.
It's a good movie.
What IP is it?
Jujutsu Kaisen.
Oh, that's its own thing.
Yeah.
I'm not as in tune with anime. Is any good? Yeah. Okay. So no.
It's fine. A lot of people really like it, but it's fine.
FMA Brotherhood or Jujutsu Kaisen?
FMA Brotherhood.
Thank you. Okay. I have to. That's the thing. I've only ever watched one anime all the way through, and I have to compare everything to it.
Well, Brotherhood's boring.
No, it is.
I'll be the first one to say it. Like, there's 10 episodes in Brotherhood. It's just straight boring.
You know what's funny about Brotherhood? And I'm sorry people have to hear this, but you're going to. What's funny about Brotherhood? What's the best episode of that show is like the 19th episode, and there's like 60 episodes. The best episode by far is when Mustang does the thing.
Yeah.
Okay? I'm not going to spoil it for people, but it's when he does
You're
thing.
allowed to spoil Full Metal Alchemist.
What's been out for like a decade?
It's been out twice.
That's true. That's true. Okay, so when Mustang like lights lust to hell, like that's an amazing scene. Nothing in the show after it's better. I will say that. I have not experienced anything in that show better than that scene. And people think like the fight of like Envy is like a better scene. No, I will not hear that argument. It's not close. The best scene is Mustang lighting up lust by far. That was objectively wrong. I'm John. That's Obteen. Bye.
Go watch Attack on Titan. It's ending very soon, like tomorrow. Goodbye.
Oh, really?
No. It's like 2 more episodes.
Stop the recording.